yeah, today's been relatively chill, I guess. I wasn't gonna have many meetings today, but then somebody made a meeting 10 to 10:30, and of course it goes longer, and it's great. And I always take notes in these meetings since I've been trying to use Confluence, and so I did that, and my notes, because I'm a fast typer, relatively fast typer. Like, I'm not gonna say I'm like the fastest, but like I can type fast enough that like I can write down what people are saying and stuff in these meetings. And my notes, I'm like quoting people saying mean things, and yeah, and just reading my notes is not a great experience because it's like reliving this horrible conversation. The guy that I'm closest with, who's an engineer in a different department, he saw that I had tagged him, and then he like looked at the page, and he did one of his items, and he also like read my notes. I forgot exactly what he said, but he said something along the lines of like, your notes are like, wow, like they're brutal. And then I'm like, I might have wrote something wrong, I might have like missed something. And he's like, no, like that's, you wrote down like what he said. So now, because I wrote notes for that, now we get to relive. Now if somebody wants to read it back, they can relive this. Not that anybody wants to relive that, but yeah. It's 1 o'clock. I just got to my car. Full of meetings today. So basically, let's see, I had the 8:30 to 9, and then but that one went from 8:30 to 9:15, and then I had a meeting at 9:30 to 10:30, and then that one went from 9:30 to 10:45, and then I had another meeting 11 to 12, but that one went from 11 to 12:50, but that one I don't mind because it was super chill. And yeah, I have a customer apparently coming at 2 o'clock, 2 to 3 supposedly, so we'll see how that goes. But now I have to cut my lunch a little short because I just got to my car at 1, and if I go 1 to 2 it doesn't really work, you know. But yeah, I only took a half-hour lunch because it was very hot out. My car says it's 94 right now. When I got into my car, it said like 109. So yeah, and the customer was coming today, so at 2 o'clock. So I didn't want to be like bright red from sitting out in my car. So I went inside and stuff at like 1:30 and did stuff. And yeah, then somebody came over to my desk at like 1:51, and I'm like trying to leave, but like I can't really leave, you know. Yeah, so I left my desk at like 1:55. Then I went to the meeting room and stuff, and I got to the meeting room at 2:01. So I was a minute late, but it wasn't that bad. But yeah, and the customer was there. I had that meeting 2 to 3. It was like 2 to 2:55. So basically lasted the time frame it was supposed to. It's 1:25. Just got to my car for lunch, which wouldn't be crazy, but at 1:17 somebody made a meeting for 2 o'clock. So now my lunch is cut off. But yeah, I got distracted. I was doing labeling and stuff like that. And then my advanced projects engineer friend was like, oh, do you want your drink at Starbucks? And then I'm like, sure. So yeah, so I'm like waiting for her to bring the drink back, which she got back I think at like 1:07 or something like that. But yeah, and then I went to go get it and stuff, and then the person sitting near her wanted to talk to me, and then yeah, I got a full drink. So yeah, really nice of her. But now I have to eat lunch really quickly. Very ad hoc of them. It's 1:53. I took like a 25-minute lunch or 20-minute lunch, and I was just chilling, minding my own business, doing I don't know what, a little craft project. And then yeah, not paying attention, and then I check my phone and people are telling me, oh, can you make a meeting? And someone else said, can you join a meeting right now? But like I wasn't looking at my phone, so yeah. So I'm gonna go inside again now. I still have my drink. It's October 3rd. Today has been basically last night I had a whole bunch of stuff in my brain. So I wrote down in my Excel sheet everything I wanted to do today, and I did not do everything I wanted to do today. But yeah, I had a bunch of meetings today, which originally, as this day started, I had 2 meetings, and then by the end of today I had 4, I think. Yeah, so that's great. And this guy who I'm closest with, who's an engineer but a different department, told me, "Oh, can you help me make a meeting?" And I made a meeting for him, and then he cancels the meeting. Like, he's like, "Oh, I have to go to lunch with the chief." Like, you wanted this meeting so badly, but you're just gonna cancel like that easily? So then I was a little annoyed because, like, I took the time to check people's calendars and set up a meeting to help him, and then he just like super easily just said, "Oh no, I'm busy," because he was going to lunch with the chief or the president. I have nothing against the president, don't get me wrong, but like, just that he like canceled so quickly after I was trying to help him, it's just kind of rude, you know? Later, then he's all like, "Oh, can you help set up a meeting?" And then I'm like, "You can find like a time on the calendar." Like, yeah, because like, am I really gonna spend my time to make another meeting just for him to just maybe cancel again? Because it's not worth it's just wasting my time if he's just gonna cancel. So yeah, but he got the vibe that like it's kind of like rude that he did that. So yeah, at 1:17 I got an email that somebody made a meeting for 2 o'clock, and I hadn't even gone to lunch yet, and I was talking to the advanced projects engineer girl, and then I got that email saying, "Oh, there's a meeting at 2 o'clock. So then I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like I need to go to lunch because I'm gonna barely get a lunch." I got invited to a call from 1:30 to 2:30. I got invited at like 1:47. So like like such ad hoc. So I didn't go to that, and then I went to my meeting at 2 o'clock, and then I responded to that person's chat, and then I'm like, I'm in the other meeting. So yeah. So then that happened, and then while I'm in this meeting, then I booked a meeting, because this meeting is 2 to 2:30, so then I booked another meeting for 2:30 to 3. Yeah. For this guy, because I'm very nice. So yeah. And then one person showed up, and then the other one did not show up. We did the meeting and stuff, and people were bothering me about labels and stuff. This guy is like, "You printed the label wrong." But the thing is, I followed what was on the BOM, and the BOM had the wrong attachment showing the wrong label format, so I followed the wrong label format. Yes, I did, because it was the wrong attachment was in the file. So yeah. October 4th, and it's the day of the lunch. So I asked one of the guys if I could have a ride to the lunch yesterday, and they said yes. So yeah. And since I'm going out to lunch, because whenever I go out, because I don't normally go out, I wear like fun shoes, or like shoes I don't wear on a normal basis. So I got my green ones on today. Let's see if I can show you. Yeah. And I love them. October 4th, and today was a really good day. So basically we went to lunch, and lunch was really good. So the projects engineer girl and I drove together. This warehouse guy was like trying to get a ride from her too, but he's hourly, so he could only take a half-hour lunch, and we were all gonna stay for like an hour, so he drove himself. And yeah, and then we drove there. Well, the guy who I was gonna ride with, I found out that he was taking a half day today. He didn't even tell me, but whatever. Yeah, because I was talking to that advanced projects engineer girl, and I was like, "Oh wait, I asked him for a ride," and yeah.